Good morning, guys. All right, our story of the week is called I Don't Want to Be a Frog. And we're reading this book because we're going to be talking about the frog's life cycle this week, but also we're going to be talking about something called the author's purpose for writing. So, the author's purpose is why they're writing the book, and we're going to learn a little bit more about it. So, I Don't Want to Be a Frog was written by Dev Petty and it's illustrated by Mike Bolt. So, like I said, the purpose. Why do authors write? And how you can remember it is the word pie, because there's something for each letter. It is persuade for P, I for inform, and then E for entertain. It says, as a reader, this is important for you to realize how you read these different kinds of books depends on the author's purpose. Sometimes the author will try to make you laugh, give you information, or try to change your mind at once. So for the P for persuade, when you persuade someone, you're convincing someone of something, okay? The writer's trying to convince you to believe something, or maybe wants you to change your mind. So persuade, it means you want them to believe what you believe. Then you can also inform. This is when the writer tries to teach you something. A lot of authors' purposes, especially in nonfiction books, are to inform you. They want to give you information so you can learn. And then a lot of fiction books, their purpose is to entertain you. This is when the writer wants to tell you a story or make you laugh. They can be silly books just to make you happy. And we're going to go over a couple vocabulary words that you might hear in this story that you're going to need to know. We have wise. When someone is wise, it means it's like another way for saying smart. They have experience and knowledge. Glum. When you're glum, you're sad or gloomy. Gobble, we've used this word before. Gobble means to eat in a fast and noisy way. And then fierce, when something is fierce, it means it's extremely strong or ferocious. So you might say the shark is fierce, or a lion would be fierce. And then garbage. Garbage is food or other things that are thrown away. All right, so I don't want to be a frog. Oh, we have this cat. I want to be a cat. You can't be a cat. Why not? Because you're a frog. I don't like being a frog. It's too wet. Well, you can't be a cat. So maybe I don't want to be a frog because it's too wet. I want to be a rabbit. You can't be a rabbit. Why not? Look, I can hop. Sure, but where are your long ears? Besides, what's wrong with being a frog? I don't want to be a frog. It's too slimy. That may be, but you can't be a rabbit. I want to be a pig. You can't be a pig. Why not? Most of all because you're a frog, but also because you don't have a curly tail or eat garbage. I can eat garbage. Everyone says that until they eat garbage. Sorry, you can't be a pig. I want to be an owl. Of course you want to be an owl, because an owl is the greatest thing ever. Boy, would you love being an owl. So can I be an owl then? No, of course not. Why not? Number one, you don't have wings. You don't look wise. Remember, that's a vocabulary word. You can't turn your head all the way around. And number four, you are a frog. What's wrong with being a frog anyway? Too much bug eating. I see, but still, no being an owl for you. Why so glum? Remember, glum means sad. I don't want to be a frog. What do you want to be then? Not a frog. I want to be a cat or a rabbit or a pig or an owl or something cute and warm. I'm going to tell you a little secret. Uh-oh, the big wolf. I love eating cats. I love eating rabbits and pigs and owls too. And I am pretty hungry. I might just go gobble them up right now. That's terrible. It's who I am. But guess the one thing I never eat? Badgers? No, I eat badgers. Lots of badgers. Frogs? Bingo. Why don't you eat frogs? Because they are too wet and slimy and full of bugs. Oh, so it's good to be a frog. Yep. I guess you can't fight nature. We are what we are. You are a fierce hunter, member ferocious, and you are a wet, slimy, bug-eating, very lucky frog. You should just be happy you're not a fly. Why would you not be a fly? What's wrong with being a fly? What happens? It gets eaten, and then you can see all the animals together. All right, guys, so this is kind of a silly book. You could say the author's purpose might be to entertain us, but we're going to do something about persuading. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to make some sentences and persuade our readers who we're trying to have read our sentences on why we want to be a certain animal. So I'm going to go ahead and connect to Seesaw to show you. All right, so when you connect to Seesaw, you're going to see these slides that are going to have an animal and then lines beside them. And your job is to look at each animal and you're going to tell me why or why not you want to be that animal. So for example, for the rabbit, you can make a sentence that might say, I want to be a rabbit because they can hop very far. Or you might put, I do not want to be a rabbit because I don't want to be eaten by dogs or wolves. So you can make one. And then for like a cat, you can think of something that's different about a cat. Why would you want to be a cat? You could say, I want to be a cat because I want to have soft fur. Or you might say, I don't want to be a cat because I don't want to be chased by dogs. And then an owl. You can think of things for how or why would I want to be an owl? But your job is to try to persuade the reader. So you're going to try to persuade me on why it would be good to be a cat or not to be good for each animal, okay? So you've got a rabbit, a cat, an owl, and a pig. And these are all animals that were in our book. And then you're also going to have a frog at the end. So you can think about what was good about being a frog or what's bad. So each sentence is going to be, I want to be the animal or I do not want to be the animal, okay? All right. You guys did an awesome job. Thank you.